All right. Continuing on. We have Dirty Dancing. Now, growing up, I've said this before, I was raised by my mother. So, chicky flicky movies like this were a norm in the household. And so, it's this, Xanadu, Grease, those type of movies. Anything with Julia Roberts, really. Oh, pretty woman. But, whatever that face was. But yeah, this was one that was watched when it was on TV and stuff. And so, I also have the VHS right here. So, now they kind of just zoomed in for the Blu-ray, which this does look better. It's more centered. Whereas this has their names and it says, "Have the time of your life." Again, this is the digitally remastered version, I guess. 1997. I guess it's the re-release. Yeah, so you know the story, right? This is a story all about how Johnny's life got turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how Johnny put a girl up in the air. I don't know. But, so it's the story of Baby, played by Jennifer Grey, who goes with her family, which consists of her mother, father, played by Jerry Orbach, and her sister, who looks like Colby Smulders, but she ain't no Robin Sparkle. She can't sing a lick. She's terrible. But, so they go to this resort that is owned by a friend of the dad's. And they make a big statement about how Baby is Daddy's little girl. Everyone calls her Baby, even though her name is Frances. But she's called Baby because she's Daddy's little girl. And so the whole story here is she's growing up. She's 17, which presents its own problem because how old is Patrick Swayze supposed to be? And she's growing up. So it's that kind of summer that shows that you grew up. And yeah, the dance scenes in this are really good. I like the music. I like the 60s music, 50s, 60s music stuff. Excuse me. Pizza. But yeah. And the chemistry between Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze is really good. Despite the fact that I believe, if I remember correctly, they didn't like each other all that much. Compare that to Blade Runner, where Harrison Ford and Sean Young they hated each other, and their chemistry was terrible. Although one of them was trying to be robotic, but still. Here they have great chemistry. And I like how this film comments on classism, where, Baby comes from this high society, high class lifestyle. Her father is this big doctor guy. They're very wealthy. He knows the guy who owns this joint. And like all the patrons that go to this joint, to this country club, they're all very well to do. They have money. There's old couples stealing wallets. We'll get to that. And the staff are not. And it comments on that. Because even with there's this plot line in here where Penny, one of the dancers, she gets pregnant. And automatically, Baby thinks that Johnny, that's Swayze's character, is the father. Oh, automatically it has to be mine. And the dad does the same thing later when he finds out the truth. Just because the way he looks, the way he dresses, he's not high society. He must be a bad seed, right? Well, don't judge the book by the cover, Jerry Orbach. All right? I know you're on Law and Order, but that don't mean shit right now. That's even before. I think this is even before Law and Order. I think. I don't know. But yeah. And of course, so Jenny, like, Penny, not Jenny, Penny. Baby lies to her dad to get money for Penny's abortion, and it gets botched. So she has to bring her dad in, and that's where he finds out she lied to him. So she's growing up. But she also has this, she decides to take Penny's place because she can't, as a dancer, so she gets trained, and it's a portion of this film where she's getting trained, and they do this practice over and over again with the what do you call it? The lift. And she can't do it. Even at this dance that she does, she's not able to do it, so they do something else. But she still does a pretty good job. And so, yeah, and we had that as romance. As you would. The legitimate sex scene we have in there is really weird because it's where they're dancing, right? It's PG-13, so you're not going to see anything. Even though PG-13 in the 80s meant something totally different. But, like, they're dancing, and, like, he has his shirt off already, and they're dancing, and he takes her shirt off, and she got the bra, you know. And then we see them, it transitions to them in bed, and it's, like, kissing, and then it transitions again, and it's just the next day, and it's like, if you didn't know how to shoot the sex scene or had problems, why did you... It doesn't even work. I don't know. But, yeah, I think the film moves on at a nice pace until you get... When it's time for the movie to start going towards the end of the film, and everything just comes at you, and I feel like that's where it loses its oomph a little bit, because things just happen. Like they have a happy romance. The dad's not talking to her, but it's okay. And then things just happen. You have the botched abortion. That happens. He finds out that he's not talking to her. But then it goes downhill. There's this woman who, I don't remember seeing her earlier in the film, but she just comes out of nowhere. Like after Mr. Houseman finds out, he's like, "Oh, we're leaving. We're leaving early. We're gonna avoid the traffic." But then he changes his mind because his older daughter wants to sing. She's terrible, but they let her sing. And there's this whole thing with her and Robbie, who's the guy that knocked up Penny, and man. And then we get to the stuff where it's just like boom, 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 boom. And I think it's mishandled because you have like this woman, like I said, it just comes out of nowhere. Apparently she has this long-standing deal where her husband pays Johnny for lessons, but he ends up sleeping with the wife. The husband doesn't know this, but because he's with baby, he declines and says he's filled up. And then all of a sudden, this lady, this random woman that's shown up 3/4 of the way into the film, sees them leaving Johnny's cabin, and it's like, well, how many times have they left the cabin? And how many times would someone actually see them? And now this one woman who just showed up in the film sees them, and then in the very next scene, Johnny's been accused of stealing wallets because her husband's wallet's gone missing. And I forgot about, like, the old couple is shown earlier with a bunch of wallets in their bag, but I didn't think about it. Because I thought this was just, oh, she stole her husband's wallet and hid it and blamed Johnny. But apparently, it was, like, she didn't actually set him up. But she did. Because the wallet was actually stolen, but she blamed Johnny for reasons. Also that baby would have to confess that she was his alibi because they were together all night. And then he gets fired anyway because he was with her. Which, why is it against the rules to fraternize with guests like that? I mean, Oscar, I'm going to call him that, he tells them to fraternize with the guests. So why now, because he's outed, does he get fired? And then he leaves, and you think, okay, that's going to be it, right? He leaves, they're going to say goodbye at the... And then... That's it. I do like the scene with Oscar. I'm going to keep calling him that because that's where he is. He's Oscar from Short Circuit 2. But he's talking to this other guy, this African-American guy. And he did have this little back and forth, and it really, he thinks it's the end of an era because nobody wants to come to the Catskills to learn how to foxtrot anymore. He thinks that it's going to have to close, Oh, of course, I think he's going to do the Dirty Dancing thing after the end of this film, but I did like that. And he comes out and he starts singing, and yeah, but I just think, things just happen, boom, 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 and then Johnny leaves, right? And you think that's it. But then he comes back, he walks in, and he goes, no one puts baby in a corner, and he grabs her, and they go up to the stage, and he's like, I always do the last dance of the year, of the season. And then just does it. Nobody stops him. Even Oscar, who's up there, like I said, I'm gonna keep calling him that, doesn't try to stop him. And it's like, but you fired him. But he doesn't do anything about it. He doesn't get in trouble for this. Everything's hunky-dory by the end of this film. And it's during this that the dad finds out. But before Johnny comes in, he finds out from Robbie, because Robbie's a big mouth, that it was his child, not Johnny's. And, but then he's still abrasive towards Johnny when he comes in. And why doesn't the apology happen there? The apology should happen there, and then he goes up on stage. Because the way it happens is, he comes in, he says, nobody put baby in the corner. He goes up, says, I do the last dance of the season. They do it, and then they look like they're going to go out the door, and then the dad stops them and says, I was wrong about you, and I'm sorry, and he apologizes. And they're just back out in the middle of the dance floor. It's like, wait a minute. Why were they going to leave if they ended up staying? It doesn't make any sense. That whole shot of them running to go out and stopping them, to them just be staying in there, it just doesn't make any sense. And where are they going? It doesn't make sense. You should have apologized before they went up on stage. Then did the dance, which we'll get to. And then just ended the film. So, yeah, the dance. And this was the one, you saw the whole thing with the lift. She couldn't get it. It's got to get paid off somehow. So even if you hadn't seen this before and you're thinking, and you hadn't heard anything about this film and know about the song or the ending, you think, okay, Johnny's gone. They're going to leave quietly. It's going to end with some kind of narration, right? I never saw Johnny again. I don't know what ever happened to him. Life was never the same after that. I wasn't his little girl anymore, and I guess I'm kind of proud of that. I became my own woman, or something like that, But no, we have this little dance thing, which is a payoff to the lift thing, because they do it. But I gotta question the dance. So, I can believe that everything that Johnny and Baby do up to the point where Johnny leaps off the stage and does this little dance thing is planned. Because once he jumps off, she's just going like this, like she's waiting for him to do something. Like she doesn't know what to do, and she's just doing this as he's dancing. I can conceive that. But then it goes to where I'm just like, no. Because then Johnny comes back around, and he's dancing, but then the rest of the staff is behind him, dancing in sync to him. And it's just like, no. I can believe they practiced something, but the rest of the staff that didn't even know Johnny was coming back, no. I mean, she didn't know Johnny was coming back, but still, they had practiced. And then you do the lift, and she did it. And yeah, and the song, hey, The time of my love. I love that song. I've heard it enough on the radio. Fantastic. And yeah, the movie ends. You get the apology, and then they dance, and it's implied that Oscar is going to start new kind of dance lessons to spice things up. But yeah, they went on to do a spin-off / prequel set in Havana, Cuba, where Patrick Swayze makes a cameo, but I think it takes place before this, right? I didn't look it up. And then they made a 2017 remake, which I didn't hear anything good about. This is still an 80s classic to this day. And you know what? I think this is the first one, but I'm going to say that Dirty Dancing deserves to go to the moon. Right now, this is the best one. Will it stay the best one? I don't know. But, yeah. So what are your thoughts on Dirty Dancing? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share. Wait! I gotta make my next pick. Hold on. I forgot. I almost forgot. I gotta do this. DVD time, right? We gotta shake it out. Whoop! Don't fall out. The hole in the bag. Alright, now let's do this. DVD. Now why pick Fatal Attraction with Glenn Close and Michael Douglas, which I have seen, but I'll give you a review